Alright guys, welcome back to Judgment. This is part 31 of the playthrough. We are currently 35 hours deep into it. We did a lot of side content in the previous couple of videos. We went on some multiple dates. Some weird bizarre stuff happened with a girl who weren't really into dating. She tried to set me up with her friend, it felt like, and we kind of rejected that notion. Anyway, we are now officially the partner of the girl, the singer, etc. So yeah, but we can still level her up. We can level 5. I thought that was it. I think there's level 6, 7, maybe there's up to level 10, I don't know. Anyway, I can say now with confidence we have completed all the side missions that are available to us right now. So this, what the hell does she want? Right, we also had a date with Amane as well, so we did that as well. Played Shogu with her. I edited that bit out for you guys because it was so boring, it was unreal, I couldn't even do it. What does she want anyway? Thanks for meeting up today, really happy to see you. What? Did you have a good time too? I don't care about Yoko. Yoko's a friend, go away. Oh, absolutely. Then let's hang out again. You and me. Why? Let's see what she says. I'll think about it. Such a dry response. What's with her? What? Look, if you're not into me, fine, let's just move on. But what a bitch. Alright, whatever. It is what it is. So, what have we got? 627 points. We boosted up a bunch of random stuff, I won't even lie, just to get the battle thing moving on, because we haven't really done much of that. It is what it is. All these combinations and stuff I haven't really even invested in. Look, triangle, triangle, square, rush combo. You know what I mean? Triple finisher. I haven't really looked at all the combinations, so that's my bad. We've been playing for 30 hours. I know I've been doing the same maneuvers over and over again. I won't even lie. Alright, well, whatever. Let's go to main story. Now, I checked the map as well, and there's no other stories to do. We've got to do main story. But joypad's still mucking up. I will buy one tomorrow. With the time of this recording and everything, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's still got to get here anyway, so I don't know. So we've got to go to kyushu number 1 star. That's where we've got to head over to. But here's the thing, right? Calm down with this. This is driving me nuts. What about the actual thing? The actual mission? Chapter 9, the miracle drug. So Hatari knows about AD9. I hate having to ask him for anything, especially politely. Hatari. I can't remember who Hatari is. But yeah, we know that the main guy is that little dweeb dude, the scientist, the little, you know, the nobody who looks like a general scientist. He looks like we could bully him, you know. It looks like he's being pushed around an awful lot. But I think he's partly behind the guy who's doing the killing as well. So it's interesting anyway. Hatari. Okay, so Hatari knows about 89. Oh yeah, Hatari is the dude who's the reporter dude who we don't like, who's a little scummy piece of shit. We don't like him at all. I invested as well in the previous video. It's been funded, but we haven't got none of our money back. I don't know how we do that, so it is what it is. We've still got 1,100,000 yen. But anyway. Received a message. God's sake. No, wait. No, forget it. I'm not asking her out. Oh. Yoko sent me a message. Thanks for today, Yogami-san. No, thank you. I actually had a really great time. That's because you're such a fun guy. Now, she's really into me, but we're trying to get with the other chick. By the way, I'm pretty sure Nana's interested in you. She doesn't seem to be that way. She's dry as hell, as the guy mentioned. You mentioned something like that during the date. Why? Nami brings you up a lot whenever we talk. She wouldn't talk about you so much if she wasn't interested in you. Ooh. Besides, I was watching how she acted during the date. It's just a hunch, but I felt something there. I guess You can call it a woman's instinct. But she said she wasn't interested in dating. She's been dry as hell, yeah. She was okay at first. That's just an excuse so she doesn't get hurt by anyone. She may not look like it, but she's actually pretty sensitive. Really? Really now? Yep, that's why Naomi will never take the first step. Please just ask her out on a date. I'm sure Naomi will open up her heart if it's with you. You sure? Well, we kind of did, didn't we? Totally, I know she'll say yes. She will? We're getting sidetracked. We're supposed to be doing the main story. How many times are you going to ask? The only thing it takes to unfreeze a frozen heart is your burning love. I've got plenty of that. Jesus Christ. But if Nami still won't budge, you can always give me some of that fire. Heck, I'm hot enough for you as it is. Haha, sure thing. Fair play. The energy was good. Okay, that's fine. On with what we're doing anyway. Getting so sidetracked. Trying to live our life as a detective and we're going on so many dates. Move, man. Detective on the way. Scooby-Doo. Come on. Oh, come on, man. Wait, I don't even get it because I'm doing... whatever. That was easy.
And stay down.
No, no more messages. We're gonna get dragged back. Come on. Oh, what? There's two of them dudes. I'm gonna try and running it. Right, we're here, basically. Alright, we're not dealing with Amane. It's all there is. Wait. No. We're not dealing with Amane. We'll deal with that situation in another day. Right now we're sticking to the main story. Here we go. Meh, this place was whatever. The food wasn't bad, but the presentation, lame. Self-professed foodie. Self-professed foodie. Well, it's like they tried to make it look boring. Totally not chatter-worthy at all. Wouldn't even make a decent meme. Why do they try to make it look boring? Why don't we get out of here and grab some dessert? For sure. Let's hit up Majora. It's that place, isn't it? A cafe or whatever we went to? I don't know. What the hell was all that about? Sounds like a side mission, if anything. This is it, right? Oh, Yugumi-san. Come in. Number 1 star owner. What? Have I misplaced who this person is? Everything okay? You don't seem like your usual self. Huh? Ah, it's nothing. Really? You sure about that? Well, in all honesty, I realised our ramen hasn't caught on with the younger crowd, and I can't put my finger on why. That's a head scratcher for sure. Personally, I think your ramen tastes amazing. So I've miscalculated who this hell this dude is. He's the owner of this restaurant. I thought it was the guy. Maybe I already did that part. Okay, this is still apparently part of the main story. So he's upset that his ramen isn't, getting down with the kids, and the kids said it was kind of boring. You're too kind, Yagami-san. I wish it was as simple as taste, but that's not all the young people are after these days. What do you mean? It's this whole social media thing. Kids nowadays are hooked on it. Everything they see and do, they'll snap pictures and share it with the entire world. But the problem is, yeah, his presentation. The food even might be good or might not be good. But if the presentation isn't there, if it isn't a hit place to be or go, then people ain't going to share your business. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Yeah, sounds about right. Unfortunately, our ramen isn't quite suited to this online environment because we make it simple and traditional. I see. Guess it's a sign of the times. Well, you could always do the classic ramen and then experiment with 2 or 3 different kinds of other ramen. Jazz your place up again. It looks very plain. There's an anchor slice. But again, you know, it's a simple place. It's not bad. It's fine. Looks like the kind of place you'd eat pie and mash in, but whatever. And it kills me when customers crowd around a spot just because they make a smiley face out of a fish eggs or say, "Oh, I see, novelty." Okay. Well, that's just what you have to be creative. Make a fancy ramen of your own. I agree with that. I kind of think the taste does win, but let's be bold and you're trying to bring people in to get that great taste. So experiment with the ramen. Have the classic, but have a few other versions of it. A spicy version, a fish version. I don't know. I don't know anything about ramen. Then why don't you try concocting something fancy of your own? Huh? Why don't you cook up a hot new ramen designed to catch people's attention? You make a decent argument, but I feel it's almost a sin to attract customers based on visual appeal alone. Well, you're not, because it's a taste. You bring them in and they stay for the food, for the taste. Yes, so why not create a ramen that both looks and tastes appealing? Well, that's what the whole point. For example, how about a ramen topped with honey marinated chatsu? Sounds interesting. That way you'll be using your tried and true ingredients in a more innovative way. Okay, yeah. Especially crafted ramen that accelerates both from the flavour. Yeah. You know what? I can do that. That's the spirit. I know you've got what it takes to make the trendiest ramen in town. Roger that. I'll get right to work. Can't wait. There's he. What? I'm supposed to talk to him, right? I was right. Is this dude? Jesus, what is that?
Tori-san.
Atari, yeah, it is Atari.
I didn't notice you there, Yagami-san.
Don't tell me you're using a phone camera to take pictures for your article.
Resolution on these things is plenty high nowadays. You have a problem?
Not really, no. Just didn't know sensationalist food columns were a thing.
I only report on things that interest me. That's my professional philosophy.
Well, is it gonna take a while? I'm here to talk.
Don't worry, I'll be done soon.
Okay, so while he's taking pictures of his food for his Instagram or whatever. Okay, hold on. Got any more messages? Mr. Marnie. That's it.
Alright, I'm done. Thanks for stopping by, Yagami-san. Kinda strange sharing a bowl of ramen with you. I thought the day would never come.
Can you not?
Relax, Yagami-san.
Are you still working for Kajihira?
I'm not sure I'd go that far. He just calls me in for favors every now and again. Helps to be on good terms with the guy. For my job, you know?
Uh-huh.
It'd be nice to be close with you, too, Yagami-san. I heard
Sounds
you
creepy.
were the one who discovered Shintani-sensei's corpse, after all.
I'm here to talk 89. If that's not what this is about, I'm not sticking around.
All right. But you'll owe me for this.
Ugh, this is why I didn't want to talk to him. Yeah, we don't like the guy. We don't like the idea of owing him anything. Ugh.
Generally, drug development starts with the discovery of a compound that can treat a given disease. That compound becomes the candidate for a drug. They then test its effects on animals, after which the drug heads to clinical trials. Which is a nicer way of saying human experimentation, by the way. As for the process, it can take years, sometimes even longer, to ensure a drug is truly safe for public consumption.
Yeah, it's tough. I get it.
Before now, Alzheimer's drugs have only been able to slow the progress of the disease. None can cure it completely. But Director Keto's 89 proved remarkably effective at doing just that when tested on mice. If it can work on humans as well, maybe we can finally kiss Alzheimer's goodbye. At least, that's what the paper they published a year ago claimed.
Interesting.
Yagami-san. In this country, 1 in 4 people over the age of 80 is affected by dementia. That means for a couple in their 50s, there's a good chance that one of their parents has it. And the odds that one member of that couple will develop it themselves is 50-50. No matter how you look at it, dementia is an inescapable issue. If I ever experienced symptoms myself, I'd go to the doctor straight away. In some cases, they can slow the progress enough that you can even keep working. I guess my point is, dementia is not something to fear. It's a possibility to prepare for. Our biggest enemy is ignorance and apathy. Kinda reminds me of someone.
Yeah, if you say so.
Good. I'd like to give you a rundown of what exactly Alzheimer's is then. You interested?
Oh god, we have to know anyway, so whatever. You do it even if I said no, right? Yeah.
Well, you're gonna, even if I say no, right?
You bet I would. Now let's begin. Out of all the diseases that can cause dementia, Alzheimer's accounts for roughly 70% of cases. It's believed to be brought about by buildup of a protein called amyloid beta in the brain. When that happens, nerve cells start dying off and the brain begins to atrophy.
So to put this in layman's terms, waste buildup kind of shrinks the brain.
That's one way to put it, yes. But even that is just a theory at this point. There's still much to learn about Alzheimer's.
And when your brain shrinks?
Your memory is impaired. Let me explain. There are 3 processes involved in memory: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Alzheimer's impairs the first step, encoding. This makes it near impossible to remember new things. I'll give you an example that stuck with me. When doctors asked a dementia patient the date, they had no problem producing the correct answer. But when asked the year, the patient said 1952. Their mind was stuck decades in the past. You see, dementia not only inhibits new memories, but jumbles the ones you already have as well.
I think I get it. Once more from the top. No, I get it. Interesting stuff.
Good.
So how exactly does 89 cure Alzheimer's?
According to their research, when they injected 89 into the test mice, it brought about a process known as autophagy.
Which is what?
It's a Greek word that means self-devouring. That's what your body starts to do to its own proteins. In other words, all the amyloid beta built up in the mice's brains began to instantly break down.
Instantly?
Yes, and once it was all gone, their Alzheimer's stopped progressing entirely. The most shocking thing is that even brain cells which had lost function were able to recover. As one researcher put it, it's as though the brain turns on a backup generator. If they can bring about similar effects in humans,
they'll have a cure for Alzheimer's.
That's right. There are millions of patients worldwide, and that number is growing steadily every day. If they actually complete this drug, it could truly change the world as we know it. It's nothing short of a dream drug for both buyers and sellers.
I see. If that's true, it really would be a dream drug. But, yeah, it would be, obviously. But people, the expense of it, Jesus Christ.
If you ask me, it sounds too good to be true.
Excuse me?
I mean, The vice director of the ADDC suspected something fishy was going on with it. But when he started digging around, someone offed him to keep their secret safe. Made it look like a brawl so nobody'd get suspicious.
What kind of secret are we talking?
Like the drug's effects being falsified.
No, there's no chance of that.
Huh? How do you know?
Since the announcement of 89, countless animal tests have proven successful. It's no fabrication. One test after another, they've proven its viability.
And you're sure?
Yes. I'm of the mind they should push forward faster, even if the paper was a little rough around the edges. After all, dementia drugs are being developed all around the world. It would be a shame if someone beat them to the punch, both for the ADDC and for Japan. Kido-san is far too cautious. This is no time to be testing on animals. They need to move to clinical trials and get this thing out.
Ah. So maybe not only is it like, if that's his ideology, but what if that's the ideology of people in the government where Japan creates the cure for Alzheimer's? What a great, credible thing that would be for your country, and the money it would bring in, and the fame and the prestige. It's like curing cancer. What an incredible thing that would be. So I could see why they were trying to move it on out. But at the same time, assuming it's credible, you know, what you got to be careful, because what if it isn't credible? Sorry, going back on my word there, but like, what if it ain't credible, and then you look like a fool? Your country looks ridiculous. Like, you know, so it's a two-way street. But yeah, other people could, well, yeah, so other countries are competing as well to also cure the disease. At the end of the day, I suppose humanity would win in reality, because at the end of the day, the whole goal is to cure it, no matter who it is. Of course, you're working for years on it and blah blah blah. You want that money, success, fame, Nobel Peace Prize, whatever the hell they give you, I don't know. But you know what I mean? Jesus. So other countries are working on it. Well, that's the same with cancers and all the rest of it. So, but no one's still yet to crack the code of that. Only stopping it, or, you know, catching it early. But no one, you know, getting rid of it. I want to say, like, about, like, tissue cells or brain cells, don't they, like, regenerate, etc. Like, when you head or a football, it regenerates. So I thought maybe if you injected the brain with something, assuming you saw this Alzheimer's thing there and it was clouding the brain, like when you break down a kidney stone, you inject something and then it breaks down the kidney stone, and then you're not hurting or in pain anymore. You know, maybe inject something specifically to clear that mist in the brain or whatever, I was assuming. But if it's shrinkage, I don't know. But like I said, he said that it was like a generator been put on. So does brain cells regenerate? But at the same time, if you have a lack of oxygen underwater and then brain cells die off, you become disabled or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't really know. It's kind of interesting how it works. Because we know certain things, but of course, how it reacts to different things. I'm not an expert. This is all theory on my part. But you know what I mean?
By which you mean
Experimenting on humans.
human experimentation. Wait.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just, are you absolutely sure there's nothing off about 89?
I guess there is an interesting detail I noticed. Kido-san is listed as the sole author of the 89 research.
Ah, so he has vested interest.
Name on the paper to lend it credibility. The key researcher was someone else entirely. A guy you know too, man by the name of Shono.
So the one I want. It's Shono, huh? So you're saying Shono's the creator of 89?
Then why is he taking credit for it then?
The paper would never have gained such worldwide traction without Kido-san, though.
Ah,
They needed a leading expert to rubber stamp the research and make it seem more official. That kind of thing is pretty common, though. Not really a cause for concern.
I feel sorry for the guy then. That's crazy.
Shono, what's your role in all of this?
So Shono created it, and Kido pushes it. But they're doing, and of course he can't say nothing, blah blah blah. He's in the background. At the same time, human experiments are being run. The info's been added to the case file. Okay, evidence, blah blah blah. Okay, review the case at the office. Well, we can do that, but give me 1 second. Main case. The murder, okay. We know that. Oh god. You know what? I'm going to review the case back thingy because I was going to do it here or just look. But I think it's the game's just going to have to do it for me at this point. I won't even lie. Okay, so let's go back. So annoying. Go away. Yeah. Jesus Christ. A new message. I don't know, whatever. Right, we're reviewing the case anyway. Shogi set. Can't stand the game.
Yo, welcome back.
Hey there, Yagami-san.
The gang's all here, huh?
How did things go with Hattori-san? Did you learn anything useful?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Got to sort them, right? Here we go. Okay, I'm turning left again. Oh, annoying.
Wait, are you saying there isn't actually anything up with 89?
That's what Hattori said, yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing about Kido not really being involved, though. It's possible Shono's hiding the truth from even him.
Maybe. But first, one term in particular stuck with me from my chat with Hattori-san.
Which is?
Human experimentation.
Go on.
Apparently, 89 is just about ready to be tested on real human subjects.
Well, that's gross. Side effects include bloating, blindness, and death, right?
Knock it off.
Sorry. What's bothering you about that, Yagami-san?
Well, it's just... I've just been thinking... What if all these murders were secretly experimental trials for 89?
You're serious?
If Shono's behind all this...
What? You think this guy Shono went out, hired an assassin, and started killing people?
Guess it's a bit of a stretch, huh?
Even if these people were test cases, why would Shono have to murder them? This is a dementia drug, not some kind of chemical weapon.
No, but what if it really did have some kind of crazy side effects, though? Like, they didn't want to kill the people, but they ended up dying anyways.
It was perfectly fine when they tested it on mice, though. If it ended up killing someone, then... Wait a sec.
Yeah, wait a sec is right. We're on the same page here.
A cover-up. They couldn't afford... They experimented on people, and yet it went wrong, but Shono could not afford for the world to save his side effects and not push ahead with the drug. Therefore, they had them killed in various ways to make it look like X, Y, and Z. So no suspicion would be on the drug. It would all be, oh, they died in an accident. Oh, they got killed. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe.
What if 89 was completely harmless to mice, but lethal when introduced into the human body?
If
Possibility.
that was the case, they'd need to perform a ton of experiments to make sure it was fixed. Which is why they killed all those Kyorei guys.
If Shono needed to silence those Yakuza, he might have resorted to using the mole. True.
Back it up. If they're testing a drug, wouldn't they want to use it on an actual patient? I mean, It's not like those Kyorei guys all had Alzheimer's or anything.
That's true.
Actually, it says here that they test new drugs on healthy humans as well. They're the control group to make sure the drug is safe.
Yeah, eventually. It wouldn't make any damn sense for him to start on anyone but real patients, though.
But
Just give it a rest. Try taking this seriously for once.
We are taking this seriously.
Says the dumbass kid who keeps spouting tinfoil hat shit about goddamn human experiments.
The only dumbass here is the guy who can't consider all the possible options.
Oh, is that right? Next you're gonna tell me they experiment on old man Waku too. Fucking idiots.
Maybe they did.
What?
That incident 3 years ago at the ADDC. The guy who died, Waku-san. Didn't he have Alzheimer's?
Hey, I think you're onto something.
Huh?
think about it, Kaito-san. Waku-san was an Alzheimer's patient at the center. We know for a fact that Okubo didn't kill him, but they never tracked the real murderer down.
What if the motivation for that murder was a human experiment for 89? Yes, they could have done that, and then they pinned it on him. They got the rest of the staff to cover it up. I agree with that. He's in their midst, why not use him? It makes perfect sense.
Alright, cool your fucking jets. That happened 3 years ago. AD9 didn't even exist back then.
True, it was only announced last year. But all that went into that paper would have reached way further back.
Huh? Wait, are we really onto something?
It's hard to say for sure, but it's worth looking into at the very least.
Right, we reviewed the case. Keep organising the information. How do I do that though? Just speak to them? I suppose we do.
If 89's really what killed Waku-san 3 years ago, the ADDC's finished. Shit.
Shit, I skipped that. God damn it. Talk. This left button's pissing me off.
I have a few more thoughts about this whole human experimentation theory. Mind if we continue?
Sure, but
Okay, so let's say Shono did experiment on Waku-san. Why would he do that? They normally do a lot more to ensure a drug is safe before it enters clinical trial. What was his motive for testing it then?
Let me think. Why would Shono have broken protocol and experiment on Waku?
maybe he wanted to try his groundbreaking new drug on a real live human as soon as possible. If it worked, he'd have the cure. And he'd have it without dealing with all the red tape these things go through. It would have saved him years.
That's possible. I guess Shono was surrounded by dementia patients. One little test wouldn't be a big deal, and if it succeeded, his drug would save the world. If it meant curing Alzheimer's sooner, he might have been okay accepting the risk.
But instead of doing what it was meant to do, 89 had a horrible side effect. Death. The more I think about it, the more it feels like this is how it all went down.
It's starting to make sense.
But now, even though he knows the risks, he's still experimenting and using the mole to do it. I know this is all just a theory, but the pieces all seem to fit together.
Going down that path, Yagami-san, that means Okubo really was innocent, yeah? But he murdered his girlfriend right after. I mean, that's why he's on death row.
Quit it, Sugiura. We'll get to that later.
Well, not necessarily. Because if he was out and free, that will send. They wouldn't want him out. They'll probably set him up again to get rid of him and put him in jail. They tried to kill him in the process and would have said it was a fire started at the couple's house. He weren't in. He came back. She was dead. The fire was up in whatever. And he got arrested for it. So they got rid of him one way or the other. Incarceration for life or, you know, death. So I believe they probably still went after him. He was a loose end.
Yeah.
New info has been added to your case file. Murder press. Okay, update. Keep organising the information. So we could keep just talking basically to them.
So, summarize our theory so far. It all started 3 years ago when Shono accidentally killed a patient during an AD9 test. But those tests are still ongoing. That's why Hamura had all those Kyorei guys killed.
But wait, how would a guy like Shono get wrapped up with Yakuza and assassins? Your run-of-the-mill researcher wouldn't have the cash or connections for that shit.
But what if someone close to him did?
Someone Shono knows who's got Yakuza ties? The hell could that be?
Shido. Oh, the hell, yeah, Ministry of Health, yeah. No, yeah, Kido, I said, a director. Well, him, obviously. But then he wanted to find out who killed that guy, so I don't know. So who could have brought the simple research that showed in contact with Yakuza? Him, I would have said, because he's running the group already. But he's got the smarts as well, so... I'll say that.
Shigeru Kajihira, chairman of the Kajihira Group.
I'm not so sure about that, Yagami-san.
Huh?
Think about it. The murdered Kyorei Yakuza are Kajihira's men. Besides, there's no evidence of any connection between him and Shono.
I guess you have a point.
Well, it's got to be Shido then. We're talking direct, it's got to be
Kajihira
Shido.
out. Who was Shono's go-between then?
The only person he hangs around with is him, Kido. Sorry.
Kido, director of the ADDC.
Oh, I see what you mean.
He takes
Kido would have
backhanders.
access to ADDC funding. There's even been talk of him having ties to the Yakuza somehow, right? I think you've cracked it, Yagami-san. It had to be Kido.
I don't know if that's really true.
Why?
Think back to the '89 press conference. You remember the look on Kido's face? He was so proud, innocent even. But if he knew about all this human experiment shit, no way he'd look like that.
Kid's got a point.
Then maybe he was only told about the experiments after the conference took place. That would still make sense, right? First, Shono gets Kido to sign off on the '89 paper and publicly gives him all the credit. Thrilled about the possibilities, Kido proudly presents the research at that press conference. There's no turning back after that, even if he found out about the experiments.
Yeah, he couldn't back out of it.
Kido on his side. He then used Kido's funding and connections to bring in Hamura and the Mole. It feels like all the pieces are falling into place.
Mm-hmm. That means Kido's not actually the one in charge.
Right. Shono is behind everything.
Let's say you're right. When did Shono start using this guy? When was the Mole's first murder?
The first time Shono actually used the assassin would have to be... He started killing... Well, maybe, yeah, the Karo Yakuza. Whenever that was. 6 months ago, yeah, when Hashiki died, that's right. Wait, no. The old man was... Well, maybe when... I don't think so. No, not Waku. Because Waku was, like, moved somehow. He was moved by the guy. So it's got to be 6 months ago.
Probably Hashiki's death 6 months ago.
And why do you say that?
Hashiki inching closer to the truth about 89 was a serious problem for Shono. But as we know, Shono was in a taxi at the time of the beating. Meaning someone else must have been responsible for Hashiki's death.
The man in the black raincoat. He's the Mole?
Yeah. Only the best of the best assassins would have the skill to do what they did to Hashiki.
Can't argue with that.
Who knows how close Hashiki was to finding out about the human experimentation before he died.
Yeah, and if he had, that would have been the end of the line for Shono. Seems like a plausible motive to me.
So what, everything just makes sense? I don't know.
Looks like Shigoro still isn't totally on
If
board.
you have something to say it.
I mean, this is still just a theory, right? It all sounds almost too convenient.
What do you mean?
If Shono killed Waku-san at the ADDC 3 years ago, then Okubo, the suspect in the case, would be totally in the clear.
Yep. Already proved that in court, remember?
But Okubo, he killed his girlfriend right after. He stabbed her over and over, even set the place on fire. Reeked of booze, too, even though he was supposed to be dry. Defend him all you want. The guy's a murderer. That's why the whole thing was such a big deal. Everyone realized the court made a mistake. It took the death of an innocent girl for them to realize that Okubo probably did it after all. Yet here you are, claiming the court got it right, claiming Okubo's innocent. But you just don't want to feel responsible for Emi Terasawa's death. That's it, isn't it?
Enough, Sugiura! You're way out of line, and you don't know shit!
Look, I know I get swept up in my emotions pretty easily sometimes. All the same, I'm trying to be fair here.
Are you?
So if we want to treat Yagami-san's theory like it's the truth, then we'll have to figure out whether or not Okubo is innocent. If he actually killed Waku-san.
And how are you suggesting we do that?
It's simple. We just go to Okubo and ask if he did it.
You want to talk to him face to face? Meeting with a death row inmate isn't that easy.
A lawyer like you should have no problem setting that up, right?
Shinpai Kabuto is still in jail. I could meet with him, but...
He can't stand me, though. From day one, Okubo insisted he was innocent. That he didn't kill Emi. But I abandoned him. Told him he'd be better off just giving up.
Fine. But that's a pretty weak excuse for not going to talk to him now. If you really want to pursue this case, you don't have a choice, Yagami-san.
Well?
Hoshino-kun,
Yes?
let's go talk to Okubo. Think you can arrange that for me?
I can try. Let me get in touch with the prison.
Thanks. I'll be at Genda's if you want to find me. Looking over the old case files.
All right.
Alright, well, I think the guy, well, I think he's innocent, to be honest with you. Based on what we know, I think he was set up. But whatever. So we abandoned him, apparently. Head to Genda's law office. My god. This has been story heavy, I won't even lie. Which is fine, but at the same time, I wasn't exactly in the... I'm not going to say the mood, but like... I've got to keep an eye on the time. I do have 3 messages. This stupid joypad. I don't know where the 3rd one's coming in. Oh, it's this one. Mihama, right? Or we can message her, go on a date and all that stuff. Okay. So we're going to go speak to him at the prison. We have to go... Whoop. But yeah. I kind of want to check the timing of this video actually, but... Hold on. Wait, what? Oh, damn, come on. Come on. Dirty. Oh, you're still alive. Basics.
What a waste.
Oh man, our health ain't that great. We gotta go to the homeless people. So spoke to that dude, did the spoke a bit about the research. Of course, then we've spoken to our friends to put the case together.
Fast for it.
I kind of want to pick up a bike, but oh, alright, whatever.
And stay down.
Right.
Oh, Yagami. You need something?
Mind if I look over a case file? The ADDC one from 3 years ago. I'm seeing Okubo soon.
Huh? What do you mean you're seeing Okubo?
Hold on. I'll go pull the documents.
Thanks, Ari-san.
How's it going, Yagami-san?
Oh, not bad. What do you have there?
The files for Emi Terasawa's case. I thought they might be useful too.
Well,
Yagami-san, I think you should look them over if you're going to talk to Okubo. If you really don't need them, just leave them here. I'll put everything back later.
That's the case of his girlfriend dying, right? Specifically? Okay, look, investigate the topside case. Again, received a message. Again, it's just giving me the same thing. I'm leaving it. Right.
Emi Terasawa, 26 years old at time of death.
It's like she was dating him.
2015, about 11 p.m. Her body is found on the second floor of a burnt-out apartment building.
Poor girl.
15 stab wounds to the chest, presumably inflicted while she was still alive. Cause of death? Blood loss. No ash in her lungs, so she didn't inhale any smoke. Emi died before the fire started. Shinpei Okubo, the victim's boyfriend and roommate, was found at the scene and arrested. Murder weapon is thought to be a kitchen knife. It was covered in Okubo's prints. Okubo was wasted out of his mind when firefighters arrived at the apartment.
Okubo-san is not a violent person. And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
But Okubo claims he doesn't remember ever drinking, that he woke up surrounded by flames. He's pleaded innocence from day one.
Yagami.
It's a possibility, based on the fact that she didn't... there's a couple of theories here. So, someone broke in, right? Theory. I don't know. Stabbed her to death. Then, knocked him out, or knocked him out beforehand. Just at the front door even. Covered him in alcohol. And then, obviously, set the place on fire to frame him, set him up. And then they find him. Oh my god, what's happened? You're covered in alcohol. Your girlfriend stabbed to death. You set the place on fire. You're under arrest. Prime suspect. Or, again, I don't understand why he would do this, but whatever. Let's say they had an argument. He got drunk. He was legitimately drunk, and then he stabbed her with a kitchen knife, and then set the place on fire to say she died in the fire. But obviously, his method was flawed because he was covered in blood and or he was covered in drink, and obviously he wasn't going to get away with it. It was too iffy. I don't know. Maybe a drunken fool's mistake or an actual setup. But based on all that's going on with this guy and what I suspect in general, I think there's a major ploy against him here at this point. He's had 2 major instances, one with a murder case, and then now he's been killing his girlfriend supposedly. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. It's too convenient that he's involved with these 2 big things.
Do you really have to do this? Go see Okubo, I mean.
Yeah, looks like I do.
But why?
I need to know if he was really innocent. If he killed Waku-san 3 years ago. I'm going to find the truth, Kenda-sensei.
What? In just one little prison chat?
Either way, I never felt like I closed the book on this. I should have done this years ago. I mean, yeah, I defended him in court. But we didn't have anything definitive to prove his innocence. The only thing the ruling said was that they couldn't conclusively prove his guilt. Meaning for the public at large, he as good as did it.
Yeah, more or less.
Okubo got laid off from his job and had his personal details smeared all over the internet.
Yeah.
The guy barely even went outside. Couldn't sleep at night without his pills. But I didn't ask him about any of that. Didn't really care either. Until one day, Okubo gave up his years of sobriety, started drinking, stabbed his girlfriend to death.
And what? You think that's your fault?
Why did Okubo kill Emmy if it's anyone's fault? Blamed himself.
I helped set a murderer loose on the world. In other words, Emmy died because of me.
I'm not gonna let you do this to yourself. Do you remember your dad's last case? Must have been almost 20 years ago. Do you, Yagami?
Yeah. No way I could forget.
The defendant in that case raped and murdered a 15-year-old girl. At least that's what they said he did. Everyone in the damn country thought that guy deserved to get executed. No thoughts of innocence, except from your dad. You know how it all went down after that. He gave the prosecution what for. Your dad never compromised his ideals, no matter what. He said a lawyer's job isn't discovering truth, or even knowing it. It's proving the prosecution doesn't have enough evidence to convict. Do you understand? That's how he saw the defense's role. It takes some real guts to say that. That's why you looked up to him. And you would have never become an attorney without his influence.
In the beginning, sure I did. But you know, a lot happened afterward, with my dad, and with me too.
Yeah.
It's possible the defendant actually was guilty. Raped the girl, killed her in cold blood. He disappeared almost immediately after the trial. So, all of the hatred, all of the anger people felt, was thrown onto my dad. Not long after, he and my mom were killed by the victim's father.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Damn.
Even so, I don't think your old man did anything wrong. Our job's showing that the prosecution doesn't have enough evidence, not finding the truth. And when you defended Okubo the first time around, that's exactly what you did. Listen to me, Yagami. You didn't do anything wrong.
Sure, I get what you're saying. But a girl burned to death because I was good at my job. Ever think about how that feels?
What?
It's easy to sit back and tell me I did nothing wrong, but put yourself in my shoes. Could you say you did the right thing?
That's enough! How long are you gonna let this dominate your life?
For as long as I live.
Jesus, get the shit out of me.
Yagami speaking.
Hey, it's Shono. I've arranged our chat with Okubo. Meet me at the taxi stand on West Shichifuku Street. I'm on my way there now.
Got it. Thanks. I appreciate the concern.
I've said all I wanted to say. It's fine. I half knew you weren't gonna listen anyway.
Genda-sensei.
Hmm?
You and I both saw what happens when you don't pursue the truth. I can't let that go. I won't.
Here's the thing though, many lawyers get off people, off of, terrible crimes, and how do they live with it? How do they deal with it? They just have to. They have to move on. They won that case, they move on. Yeah, they could go and commit more heinous acts, but whatever, it is what it is. It's part of the job. You did your job, you did it well. It's not your fault they went on to go and commit murders or do whatever else more. It just isn't. If he wants to carry that burden around with him, like most lawyers will probably do, not want to but have to, how they deal with it is their own issue. You either don't think about it, you drink, or you just like don't care. It's what I mean. It's up to you. That's why they always say lawyers are evil and all the rest of it. But they can convict people, save people, rightly or wrongly, get the people who actually are the bad guys off. That's their job. It is what it is. An attorney, they know the law and the routes around it, the evidence, and blah blah blah. So at this point, if you're questioning yourself that much, why are you even a lawyer? Or well, maybe you become a detective, but maybe that's why you're not a detective anymore. I mean a lawyer, but you know what I mean. Why still engage in something if you're not happy about it? Stop with the lawyering then if it's such an issue for you. He's alright, or maybe he's just happy to carry those burdens around with him for the rest of his life. I don't know. We found a lot out in this video anyway. We have to go and have the meeting now with him. But to be honest with you, this bloody thing, if I can just stop it for a second. I don't even know. I'm feeling kind of tired right now, I won't even lie. So I'm thinking about just stopping here and then being refreshed and being able to focus more properly tomorrow. And we'll continue with main story, of course. I don't know how long we're into this. Maybe an hour and 20 minutes? I don't know. I'll check the timing. Only an hour in. I feel a little bit bad to stop it here because it normally goes on for an hour and 20 minutes plus, but I'm kind of tired, so I don't want to kind of push it. I'm going to leave it here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.